Hello, welcome to FootPrints. My name is Samuel Atamensa. Today we'll be doing a second part of our conversations with Agya Koo Nimo, and I'm sure you loved that one. And if you loved that one, you are in for an even more interesting experience. Welcome to the program. We'll take a short break. When we come back, it will be the turn of Agya Koo Nimo. Welcome back to the program. This is FootPrints on City TV, and we have Agya Koo Nimo. Agya, wadaroma.
Mama, me papa wahi. Mami, papa wahini papa wahini o. Mami, papa wahini o. Ni pere amino nimo. Mami, papa wahini papa wahini o. Mami, papa wahini o. Ni pere nyamino nimo. Esemuti asuma yeken. Awra ho. So be ya futu sem. Opani bi ware oba bi. Yare bi bobo be me. Ohwe yare wuenti. Oya buel shisheye samansie. Sabna mabro seni wuya. Tabi hai yesika hwe mebei. Ache biara no papa wuye. Bronya si. Papa yari ekum no. Afi mu no. Obe butu ne pomam. Wo hwe wiase. Ikura wo wu Agya no. Ne si oto. Ni ba begya se ma me papa wo hen. Mami, dada wahini dada wahini o. Mami, dada wahini o. Oni pere yenya mino nimo. Yaw. Wasi u papa waka baby. Akola so wonte kasakwa ti mama ase ne sei wo he ne da ni wona ha wose yensie ye furu fie ko wose ye sie de he ko ti ano asie wo ho wose mama nsie to ebi hwim papa. Mami, Agya da siom Agya da siom. Mami, Agya da siom. Ni pana wi nyamino nimo. Ampa. Esie chiriye ni ho. Ewi asimu. Besina sumesi bisi obenten. Siaga. Nipo ya hubo nyina ni papa yo. Nipo wi nyame nenim. Ewiye papa wahini papa wahini o. Mami papa wahini o. Oni pana ye nyame no.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Mami,
beautiful.
Papa wahi.
I was so, drawn into the music. I didn't know it was going to end soon. Well, Agya Koo Nimo, you've maintained your music character over the decades.
Yeah.
Of course, there will be influences based on your exposure and your in other countries and other cultures. But when we hear you sing, we know it's Agya Koo Nimo. And you have a group.
Yeah.
Would you mind introducing them to us?
Thank you.
Because you are 90 years now.
Yeah.
After Agya Koo Nimo, what happens?
This is a difficult question.
Well, you don't have to answer, but it's something that we all have to think about. But you have people here, so let's know them.
Yeah. Hansen Obing Odey from Eshuboy. I think he's been with you for over 40 years.
Huh?
Over 40 years.
You mean
Performing.
with you?
So, although it's his constituency, you can't replace him. Then,
No, but it's not interesting. I overheard him mentioning his name in a particular way. I want him to mention the name again. The full name.
Hansen Obing Odey.
No, the long one.
Oh, Hansen William Frederick means a Felix Henry or Obing Yaude, a put to Brempon.
That's an interesting one. Yeah.
Then Yamen is my brother-in-law, playing the rattle.
Yeah, has been with you on a lot of the performances, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
remember Mogo and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, you were with Mogo. Okay, good.
Then Kojosam, my nephew, he now lives in Australia, but he's here. We're going back. Yabedu is my assistant.
So you do music in Australia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He teaches.
You teach music or mathematics?
Then.
Okay, good.
Then Yabedu is my assistant. Give ticket Dr. Tego from Winneba.
I almost said that I can hear Fanti in her singing.
Yeah. Also Patampa. Especially Kokudon Sudo. And I say, Yebia Kakansa or Sa Patampa.
Oh,
no,
I did the
So, and I'm thankful to God that it's a collective talent that I've pulled together. So they've made me who I am.
Yeah. But I'll ask you a question that probably may sound uncomfortable. How do you pay them?
How do I
pay them?
This is also an interesting question. I make sure that after every performance, there's a minimum fee they get. We do performance, for example, we've been entertaining Kumasi prisons, where I foot all the bill. Then I make sure that, for example, for this interview, I could have done the interview alone. But I felt that I needed my harmony.
Very important.
So I had to call them immediately. I have a larger band from all that, but let's have this as a beginning. But sometimes it's difficult to run a group. If you do Kalentin and others, they have problems.
Yeah.
But I think one thing I'm sure of is that whether they have money or not, if I call them within 15 minutes, I think for a simple reason that I respect them. The times are difficult, you know. Most of them have their jobs. They are married men and women. I think Ministry of Culture, Tourism, all this should strengthen certain areas so that musicians are. For a moment with the pandemic, they don't have any performance.
No events,
yeah, but I know the sacrifice is quite enough.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult thing.
We'll ask that you do one more song before we get into our conversation, so that Madame will do the performance.
Oh yes, you. Okay. You know, storytelling is a domestic activity in Ghana.
Yeah.
And the hero is Kweku Anansi, the trickster. One would ask, who is Kweku Anansi? And why should so many stories be told about him? According to the late Dr. Efua Sutherland, in her play, The Marriage of Anansiwa, he says this. Anansi represents a kind of everyman, artistically distorted and exaggerated to serve society as a medium for self-examination. Anansi has a penetrating sense of the psychology and nature of human beings and animals. We are told that Anansi once decided to collect all aspects of wisdom, place in a pot, climb a tall tree and hide it. Unfortunately for Anansi, whilst doing this, he placed the pot in front of him. This made climbing very difficult. So his son, drew his father's attention. Papa, with all apologies, I think there has been a bit of a serious omission in your judgment. If you place the pot behind you, it will make climbing easier. And as he realized that it's a mobile, at least my son has an iota of wisdom, and my work is in vain. So in anger and frustration, he dropped the pot. It hit the ground, broke into pieces, and wisdom spread all over the world. So no nation, no people can claim monopoly of wisdom. And here I would like to chip in a quotation by one of my professors, Professor Sir Mark Oliphant, an Australian nuclear physicist. He was invited in 1969 to deliver the Agri Fraser Goggifer Memorial Lectures, 1969, by Professor Kwapong. And this is what he said. Knowledge is not wisdom. Wisdom can come only from the interplay of science with society, for the evolution of ethics, morality, and law to govern the actions of all men.
This is deep.
Kwaku don sido. Kwaku so nsrohwe fe dabe okura bono. Kwaku don sido. Kwaku don sido. Kwe. Asina sembi kotumu na kwaku na dabe onya.
Na kwe. Acha kwe.
Awona dabe onya. Kwaku don sido. Kwaku don sido. Kwe. Asina sembi kotumu na kwaku na dabe onya.
Na kwe. Acha kwe.
Awona dabe onya. Kwaku don sido. Kwe. Asina sembi kotumu na kwaku na dabe onya.
Na kwe.
Acha kwe. Awona dabe onya. Kwaku don sido. Kwe. Ala sembi kotumu na kwaku na dabe onya.
Na kwe. Acha kwe.
Awona dabio nyawe. Kwakudon sudo. Kwakudon sudo. Yekwe ye. Yekwe ye ya. Asi na sempi kotumu na kwakune dabio nyawe.
Na kwekwe. Ocha kwekwe. Awona dabio nyawe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we've had an experience with the band again.
Thank you.
So, Agya, in our first episode, you told us about your schooling and being in the UK and back. I see from your CV, never mind, it's part of nature.
Yeah.
That you've also had different, segments of education after UK, is it Michigan or Chicago? Michigan and all other places. Can you tell us quickly what other courses you did?
Yeah. I retired in 1998.
From KNUS? From the biochemistry
Chemistry department. After 38 years of service.
38 years.
Wow, mommy queried that. Because I was never late.
Wow. Because I remember you in your lab coat.
Yes. Always in my lab coat. Yeah. And Professor Ellis asked me a question. Agya Koo, you'll be retiring now. And then I'll be here. I'm so ready. I prayed over it. Then something happened. Nana Kosiajiman came. Arranged for us to go to North Carolina for a summer fest. Now, after that visit, I had an email from my first biographer, Professor Andrew K., that he was applying for a job in Seattle, Washington for me to teach our traditional guitar, Santi chord music, and dance. So it was arranged. Professor Nketia, Professor Mayoro Poku, Professor Kwame were my referees.
Professor Kwame?
Yeah.
The then Vice Chancellor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So one John Miller Chernoff, a brilliant ethnomusicology professor, also wrote to Seattle that he heard that Koo Nimo was applying for a job, so he wanted to add his voice. Fortunately, I had it. I was invited to Seattle, Washington. So I went with my wife. And I taught for a year. After the year, we had a big concert. And the head of department, Professor Robin McCabe, came onto the stage, saying, Koo, I'll make sure you stay for another year. I'm saying, dear Assembly. I'm afraid my wife said, Bro, for Mantini. What's it called? I'll make sure you stay for another year. I said, so they extended it. After the year, the professor arranged for me to teach between June and July. Then she had arranged for me to be in Michigan to teach.
So that's how you got to Michigan?
Yeah.
So University of Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Then 2001 came home. Then Tech sent the delegation to talk to me about joining the staff to teach guitar. That was arranged.
Mm-hmm. So after retiring from biochemistry, now you go back in
to guitar this time. And the interesting thing was, the subjects I taught in Seattle, I taught African music appreciation, traditional instrument, drumming, dancing, then ethics and etiquette for the foreigners You had to know something about our culture, our harm. And they sent students here, and the marks we gave them were accepted in Seattle, Washington. I think there were other trips. I was invited to Harvard University to give a lecture. Then Yale with Professor John Collins, the Western University, and what have you.
Wow. Okay, so that would be for your academic exploits, let me put it that way. Okay, so you are now back in Ghana, living in Ghana after UK, working biochemistry. Now, how did you combine, that's the next thing, combining your professional, like you have two professions, so the two professions, a musician and a laboratory technician. In some worlds, somebody will choose the convenient one and then leave the one that requires more discipline, or but it will be interesting to walk us through how you manage the two. But we'll take one break. When we come back, then you take off. So This is still Footprint. My name is Samuel Atamensa. We'll be right back.
City TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. This is Footprint, and we are having a conversation with Agya Koo Nimo. And for those of you who watched the first episode, this is just a seamless continuation of what we did then. Agya, so back into Ghana, and I'm curious, putting the two professions together, how did you manage it?
Penifose, we jadi we bia, utimi evuamienu.
Huh?
We jadi we bia. It's just organizing your time. Guitar ndi mbo na nwumre. Iti me pon dwuma na me le ya kogo. Na enwa ne se nipa se unya adaje. You create leisure. It is Greeks, Socrates ni Plato ni Aristotle. Seafaring country. Ti no mu adaje. No mu sika. Do mu nya adaje bitimi traduase no philosophize. Na edin na de na me ye ne se ehimihia ahoden intimenu munsuo pi amama ahoden enwumre bia mbeda me je fichiri ma home mframa obi ye mboni 9 o'clock 9:05 na me de ache no tinna me nya adaje na me susu be me na fe family income no ebi be ka ho sika bia we de £1 ka ho na we si dia se enka hwe ntina me nya sika me su nya na me ko na me die na me financial secretary no be ko agro no che sika membi sa woti agro na wa pani wo che sika agro no gu so obi so ma bia 20 million. Some no dia bre me because of my 10 million. I see my fadiaka Debbie. That's a god. I don't say transparency be woman. They will respect you. Di ko be ni enye sika kura wo mu say papa de. Tina bitimi be aye adwuma ya be pemile. and I've enjoyed it.
But, you know, how did you survive the 80s and the 90s in Ghana?
I went to you know, I get invitations. UNESCO arranged for me to do a film in Trinidad and Tobago in 1988 called Crossing Over. I went with High Life to find out the similarities and dissimilarities of High Life and Calypso. That was in 1988.
What were the outcomes?
Yeah. I met Lord Kitchener.
Really?
David Roda, Tambo, and Fitzroy Coleman, a jazz guitarist.
There's only Kitchener whose name rings a
Oh,
bell
yeah.
to me.
Then I went to Australia, 1992, to join a group, Agya Koo group. We toured Australia. And we visited a town called Byron Bay. And we made a song. Ajobe mi wo, Ajobe mi wo, Ajobe mi wo be, Ajobe mi wo be, mi wo be. So ye juma ye din, the be ni Sara. And then yanku pure, me menye sika, ensi adampa. Between you, Ajobe mi wo, Ajobe mi wo, Ajobe mi wo, Ajobe mi wo be, mi wo be. Now Barumbe, Ajobe mi wo, Ajobe Barumbe, Ajobe Barumbe, Ajobe Barumbe, Barumbe. So I composed this song in Australia. Then I've been visits to Malta and Commonwealth Festival in Malta. Queen Elizabeth II was there, and she said, parents have time to listen to your children. And then we flew to London, performed. Then Germany, Switzerland, and the Netherlands. And we performed in Hetme in Holland. What is it, no boy, you know that song. It's a family income. No.
So that's how you put yourself together.
Yeah.
Now, talk about Yam Ponsa music and the likes of Paul Simon. Apart from Paul Simon, has there been any other Western musicians using this Yam Ponsa?
Interestingly, the gentleman who played guitar for Simon was Vincent Nguni. Was a Cameroonian, but stayed in Ghana.
Wow.
McFleetwood, a drummer, also visited Ghana. We had a contract. We did a film called The Visitor. There was a royalties also paid. Well, I left the scene.
Yeah. But again, for those of you who are watching and you probably haven't even heard this Yam Ponsa thing that we are talking about, and why we are making so much noise about Yam Ponsa. It's some tune that kind of characterizes the Ghanaian music team. Everywhere you go, once you hear Yam Ponsa, you know. And so we would request respectfully that you play Yam Ponsa for us, for people to get to know you.
Yam Ponsa. Yam Ponsa was a beautiful woman. She lived in Achima Pedra in the 1920s. She was married to a cocoa broker, I think from Begro. Yam Ponsa taught ballroom dancing
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
High
when
class.
yeah, the Fanti Trail went to Apega, she would treat them well. But the interesting is, some fell in love spiritually with Yamponsa. But as a poor guitarist, he couldn't express this. So when he recorded Yamponsa, I say, yeah, Jawar, you know, that sort of thing.
Charlie.
I have my version. It could be Yamponsa Jawar Yadam. Ena menini kwati ma obeni woni metu batacheni no Rocha bravo mini anume abocha bravo abocha bravo ya minye deni Enyi metu mame ba ekua kwati ma ene menini kwati ma obeni mo metu batacheni no ene mi gina poja amesume drume ba ko akohunu no dan fufuo wo hini abro kire su bi ko no ngumashia bi ko na ware bi ko na yarehwe bi ko no ngumashia ebi samba ne bi su kam wo batam abro kire brabo ya kwaye abro kire brabo Abocha bravo ya minye.
Wow.
Na because you me yonku bi. Edi na wotwe a wo se kwamra pe ba bi fa na goboni me ni perform. Abocha tim ko tro bi nchen na buti ho. Sabre na wa ba London. It was so cold that elephants in London zoos had to be given champagne in the morning before they could move.
Wow.
This song was written in London in 1962. Philippa Makodi London Minianum Wabuchimemu Kosia Miyonkubi. The language was a comrade baby fat. Aguboni many perform.
Aguboni many perform.
Now make us a sooner waba. I will give a sooner dezu. The man was and what me sorry. Brocha bravo, your query. Abocha bravo. Abocha bravo. Abocha bravo, ya me deni. Now, so many trojum.
Lovely. Again, those of you watching Yam Ponsa tune is being used, you know, and Paul Simon that he talks about did an African tour using Ladysmith Black Mambazo then on the Graceland album, where I think thereabouts he featured Spirit Voices, and if you Google that one. Look, that was just a photocopy of what you just played. And then I think it's good that we have something that we can export, courtesy some of you. And then I remember I had an interaction with you several years ago, and you mentioned an encounter with Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates.
Yes.
Yeah. There are two Bill Gates.
Yeah.
The money man and this professor of
some Bill Gates. I don't know which one you are referring to.
Yeah,
somebody who paid you something.
Yeah, I lived in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah,
and Bill Gates' father was a regent for the university.
Which Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the father was a regent of the university.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they employed me in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
We were told that Bill Gates was sent to Harvard University.
Harvard, yeah.
For a couple of years, he decided not to go. Teamed up with Paul Allen, and now have you. So Bill Gates has put up a building on the Tone Mame, Seattle, Washington. Then another Bill Gates, who is now director for the W.E. Du Bois Center in Harvard University.
Okay.
He came to Ghana to do a film. When I was performing, he wasn't well. He couldn't fly to Harvard to listen to my lecture. But I worked with these two Bill Gates.
Wow. At times, do you get the feeling that we have not recognized you enough in this country? I mean, your modesty will not let you answer this thing correctly.
I think this is a difficult question.
Let me turn the question around. Do you think there's more we can do as a country to take advantage of your legendary status?
I think all I need is a library. In my village.
A library?
You know, in the US, when presidents leave office,
yeah,
they build a library for them.
But they have a reading culture.
Yes.
But here?
Because I don't want to talk so much about, it might come to fruition soon.
Yeah.
I'll retire to my village, teach guitar.
Oh, you go back to your village?
Yeah, the way the guitar should be played.
You mean at age 90, you want to retire again? That would have been retiring for the fourth time.
I think I've enjoyed my life. President Rawlings honored me with civil division. President Kufuor gave me member of Volta.
Yeah.
President Mills told me, "Ko yari ya nfa amamu ya." I'll sing it. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, oh bo, oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, say, yeah, yeah, wo. I bet you saw my meal. Come now, ba fa na kabra. Let am me da fom. Yari ye oh bo. Yari ya. Away. Yari ya say. Na ma me wo ko fe bosia. O mo sikari bi. O ma ko fi asem nyina, o si am sorry. Adisiye yo bo. Adisiye ya. Adisiye ya say. It's I did a take for you. President Mills. Was it cool? A moment ya faka. A moment yo bo. A moment ya. I'm afraid a coma ya. I worry ya. Yari yo bo. Yari ya. Yari ya say. You will see for Mudia. Adisiye yo bo. Adisiye ya. Adisiye ya say.
You have 9 biological children.
Yes.
In the narrative, we didn't talk about your family. At which point did you start this whole family thing?
Family. 1952, 53, 54, I was a bachelor. And I was in hospital, Convanochi for suspected ulcer.
Ulcer, yeah.
Whilst the hospital, a friend called Bonsu would visit me, will come with a certain lady. She was always smiling. And the day I was discharged from hospital, Kwabeno had
the musician.
Yeah, engagement in Bekwai. But on the way, they stopped to have from Chopba to do something. And they slammed the door against his hand. So everything here became flat. So he sent Agya Koo to invite me to play. I was then a bachelor. The bachelor, me address. So I was preparing to go. Then I had a knock. A rubber coming. Well, they also, now we are there. So I'm preparing to. So I went to the hospital, but they said you have been discharged. But don't you stay at least for when you have been discharged from hospital. So tell Agya Koo to tell Kwabeno that you have been hospitalized, so you cannot come. So tell Onyina as a member. Then this lady was talking to me. Now, I say, Kwabena, don't go to Bekwai. Stay home for me to prepare food for you. Listen to this carefully. Oba wenim bema yem kom near one. Oba what was here. Mamma sim be no hwani kwa no pasa. I'm say na me ma chop me new baby me ma osika. Na kono aduane abra me say. It's okay. Kono abra. In short, according to the baby, I had made up my mind, say, she was going to be my partner. It's strange enough. Now, see, Rabba, Kofiebra.
But Sata now knew be added.
Friend, baby.
Now, baby, any system.
Oh, baby, I'm try my name.
Okay.
Now, Oba and I'm saying, person because I'm beach. No, it's just say, Mewaro, you'll be my partner. Why no? I say, what is over? Why no? Me miss my wow wusu. No say, obi enka sa asem ne nkyere. No ko ka kye papa. The papa e fen confuse. Confuse ofiri krapa besi madampa nam ne toye. Okoye na wose ne papa bi sanse na ko ni mo di adwuma no ye. No so ko obo gitai. The papa say, gitai no obo. Wan fe yi. Gitai fo ni subai. Enti wan fe yi ke ka sa asem ne nkyere.
Bamboy.
I say Oba esuna exponential. Edi ase was papa say obo guitar there be kan wasem kura woni fie. Oh. Nam so I work at Convanochi lab. I'm a technician there. You should moja. Na me wo fani na ekropon hene ansria bibio. Oware owabe river no. Ekropon wo ho no. Me papa kosi ade mo wo fan no. Na my uncle was a driver. The Penny Confused was a driver mechanic. You don't know repair me more of a car. No, I was saying, was it Nana Syria baby a cropon in it, what fast? Was he a cropon what fast? Because there, hey, Coco said, our girlfriend would be a Sasania coffee. To buy, now to say, was it your pass it when you move for? And Mrs. So only girlfriend will have there. Mrs. Sam naming in a number of fees.
Straight. Your credentials don't offer.
Yanko Possum. A worry. There was love at first sight. Tinyamiadum, she went the family way. Ne papa no say, oh, Baba, a baby Samasem. If we have my mom is a commoner, the parents, Baba be home. I don't want to be disappointed in my faith in you. So many more say, but I no more be what here. Now say, oh, why are they? Why being pessimistic? into a mobile. Papa no, why you me find some. Yes, now ubende namso oba o family wa ye na etrase mehwe no owo a meware no mo fa ba kwa fa nata o se man kan yi owo no waja no na say na wo ba ye oba sa wo pe. I'm grown enough to take decisions. Nitian. Sa week no mu na me letter from Dr. Bafo from London. Because a fool was a tipper. Obebu or what wouldn't say ya? Cat, Coban, a Joa garage. Obuso so. You show na car Coba Beduo.
So that's how you got married.
So on 11th November 1958, we had our first son.
Wow.
Kwabrampo.
Thank you very much. We'll be taking a short break. Also, the car cover. I mean, look, you people here, even our production, they don't even know what cover is. Yeah, cover, they will TV actually. That's the tie. That's it. Okay. Yes, so we'll take this break. Yeah. When we come back, we'll continue with this juicy part of the story.
Everybody.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
This is Fact Finder from the BBC.
We live in a world where news travels fast, and sometimes it's hard to differentiate fact from fiction. Fact Finder brings fact-checking from the newsroom up close so you can separate truth from chaff. Be empowered to tell what's fake from what's real. Watch Fact Finder by the BBC on City TV every Wednesday at 6 p.m. City TV. It's your world.
Welcome back to the program. This is FootPrints on City TV, and I'm with Agya Koo Nimo. You know, the year that I graduated, something from KNUS, something very interesting happened. Yeah. In fact, the same year they conferred a doctorate on you. Was in 92.
92.
Yes. So at our graduation, you were conferred with the honorary. Yes. So I remember that as well. But you're talking about this marriage thing, you know, and it almost sounded like if you have philosophized the whole institution of marriage into your own words, and it gets interesting.
Yeah. You see, if you want to understand life, respect women. Papa be one yere ko. Na yere say, "Hey, kwabena. We refi adibi. E mema mo wiase nyina e ma na wo mu." It's a simple statement. Enye no kure.
No kure.
We dey oba na wo. Into oba we your mama. I did an interview in VOA. Now she didn't talk about my wife. Okay, Ruta Rocher, why you do? I'm not a single man. I'm a married man. No, so then talk about my wife. That's it. My wife, or my sister, my advisor, my comforter, the cunning, you know. No, Voice of America director, no, also, no tea. It was not your from nobody say. It has taken this Ghanaian to tell you Americans the value of Bahum Faso. Inti me say tell me kan me re ko no no aduane a chomo ne ndie e se me didie
tokwa ne nka chomo
na ware ye empo fi say be ma wo bre na we eti sa spiritual ye na edamo ntemo no so betimi and say we share your heart with any other person. This is spiritual. Betimi aye. We had 10 children. We lost 5.
Oh, you lost 5?
And she died.
Your wife?
My wife, first wife.
Okay.
Until between Jaminabo, Usua, we are now Guragu. Odo kosomo ye ni awo do kosomo ye ni awo wasima ye dino mo obe ma to apentina na ye fre wasima ye dino ya Jamina bo owusuwa de jamina bo efwe wukwa na aguragu obapa jamina bo bobo jamina bo mi na aguraso me be kwa me na mjuma si na mbeba me na mjuma si jume yi pena bomi ama sasi ajini tata ene chine mabere koko ti sahwenie bodomowu jamina bo bobo jamina bo se wa bere hene wukwa na agura se wo bapa jamina bo bobo jamina bo mi na agura timi uwe no nam tojo mano.
I mean, I've heard I used to hear this song on GBC back in the day. I never connected this one to you, man.
Crazy. I would drive on Saturday to a graveyard, sit on the grave. So somebody reported to my uncle there. And Papa Frame said, then how?
Yeah.
It's all worry. So my second is a cross-cousin relationship.
Your what?
Cross-cousin. Who of Aba? Because we have to fight on Quem. So I'm sure here. Who I don't know the Beco na ibu bisa na kusa. Ben vueni minyansa say. Fena.
You know, the various experiences that you've had, encounters you've had, the people you've met, the networks you've created. Once you told me that you have captured a lot of these things in your own philosophy.
Yeah.
And I'd like you to share some of these things with
Thank you. Horace Greeley, or say, fame is a vapor, popularity is an accident, riches take wings. One thing endures, character. God will say, the golden key to education is character. Here's you buy. And my warning is, it looks as if the art of responsible parenting is fast disappearing in this country. That's what I make a no. A brand even one irritated. Ne sebi a dry mienu kutokwa mfikiri. What's the problem? Enye mienu kun. Na ko pabu onum. Be mana so ka say sebi minyeni nwan ne nwan ko amakopata. Ene nwani nwanso ye ko ye de eti pem. Ye pem ya na ba ko konbu ye. Peni ani ni nwan ayira no wo hwe no. Be na nse be ba no da ko ni mo mfikiri. Na se Agya Koo na mi dwa ya be wu mfikiri. Na ye den na yere ka je se kwamna besi ko pata to kwa wo se sebe wonye ni nwan asem bia fa nipa ho tete ho no wo ye boni a na pani bi hu so aye boni a no twa to na obeka kire papa se na oba no oburu obi bi pata no so mo fa je chemo say order is the first law in heaven. Without discipline, Socrates, the unexamined life is not worth living. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Agya Koo Nimo. It's been worth, beyond measure, spending this morning, afternoon with you. But we will not leave without another performance from your group, just to end it all. So, people, you've been watching Agya Koo Nimo, aka Daniel Amponsa, Dr. Daniel Amponsa. and just taking us through his own life and the footprints. My name is Samuel Atamensa. Thank you for watching. So over to you, Agya.
And you may try my menu bar, Georgia Hotel.
Auntie Georgina.
A crop of him, menu bar. Now, anyway, Nintina made to sign me. A semper by 12 weeks was a 2G water, walk of about water, semper. George, would ya?
Auntie Georgina,
No. Oh, yes, Samamo, Kwame, Samame, Yasimwa. If you are seeing why you're away, we are young, no, Mianoa. A year, Susu. That very bit tenacity. If you know Rose on your Gunya Sem, what you know, jump out to you, dear. Madame Fizzy no chabe. Walk across one of what in Sananum. You know, that could be a croya. What is Sanum? The last institute to architecture, no, I say. Well, find the case, you can so. Odo Kumasin Titiano. If the sun dances, if you name Pabroso. Also, if your land is your own. Over across here, no, or hear the man. Soon I call for my dear. Okachi and Nanum said, Nanum, your last is even a woman as a chrono. I could grab it also. Drive any last is a year. But I can get here. That's MTU. Then I can teach you. I say, I tell you, walk off about Wara Sempa. I tell you, worry. Faba wara simple, to you wara. Faba wara simple, to you wara. George, would ya? You guys see my way, we know I'm going to nurses. I tell you wara, walk off Faba wara simple. I tell you wara, Faba wara simple, to you wara. Faba wara simple, to you wara. Thank you.
So this was to Auntie Georgina,
the sister.
Auntie Ahusia Deba, Adum Whip, Auntie Georgina, Auntie B, Auntie Aggy, Auntie Rose. Wafaka Kenya wajan the baby call. Any Kofi Capito. Ora Benito, Osubio, Deputy Minister, Obuji Debusi Akro.
Okay.
Adum Whip man in Nase 4. Yamini Adana say, opening Aseda. So we are done. God bless you all.
Thank you.